Yeah, I'll always be a metalhead. Nothing can take that away from me.
Right.
I mean, not jail, not people, not religion, not anything. I'll always be a metalhead. Metalhead leaves you all out.
You're listening to the Great Metal Debate Podcast.
Welcome back, Metalheads, to a brand new episode of the Great Metal Debate Podcast. It's Xander back with a new album review. Today, I will be talking about the Nashville-based thrash metal band called Dead Alive, and this is their sophomore record titled The Madness of Dr. Ludwig Von Brainmatter. Apologies for the delay. Things have been hectic down here in Florida over the past week due to Hurricane Milton. My home may have only lost power for a day, but other than that, I'm good. Speaking of good, I'll never forget the time when I really needed a place to stay for the night, and the lead vocalist and guitarist of this band, Count Scapula, let me stay the night in his garage/jam space. Definitely spooky sleeping on a couch while surrounded by a collection of plastic skeletons used for Halloween decorations. And while we're on the subject of Halloween, this is the perfect music to throw on during a Halloween party. The intro track sets the black and white monster movie vibe. That sort of retro feel is most likely what they were going for. That mad scientist and Frankenstein type of classic horror. This of course leads us into our first track, Exhumed. I love how the vocals for this song are a screeching whisper style. Halfway through the song we get a chugging guitar riff that will definitely cause involuntary headbanging. As for the next track, Reagent, it's accompanied by a very well-made music video, so you should give it a watch if you haven't already. The pacing of the music in this one has a slower tune, but that does not subtract quality at all. If you want a fast thrash metal track, look no further than Flip the Switch. The bass line played by Dead Man Walking is groovy, and it perfectly eases you into this rager of a song. While I was listening to this album in my car the other day, I was shouting along the chorus. The words, "Flip the switch," will not only get stuck in your head, but the non-chorus parts of the song will remind you a lot of old school Overkill. After that memorable track, we have my personal favorite song on this album, Volt. I like this one a lot because it leans heavily into the death thrash subgenre. It is without a doubt the fastest song on the record. Deadbeat did a fantastic job pounding away on the drums, for not just this song but nearly every song on this album. In fact, his abilities really shine on No Signs of Life as well. Once again, I'm impressed by his drumming skills. Hollow Man. Oh, you know what? I actually almost bought that movie the other day from a used DVD store. I'm kicking myself for not picking it up, but maybe I'll swing by later, and damn it, I'm getting off the subject again. Yes, this next song has the same title of that old 2000 flick, but I'm unsure if the lyrics have anything to do with the film. The lyrics aren't provided on Metal Archives at this time. One song that I think would be awesome to be played live is Fear Conditioned. The rhythm of it will get people's head nodding for sure. The song Gone Mad surely doesn't disappoint either, but after that one, we get the longest song on The Madness of Dr. Ludwig Von Brainmatter titled From Beyond. The runtime clocks in at just over 6.5 minutes. Definitely lengthy for a thrash metal track, but as a Creator fan, it doesn't bother me. Lastly, we have Livewire, which serves as the perfect closer for this album. Remember how I said this album had a Frankenstein feel to it? Well, this one begins with the mad scientist shouting, "It's alive!" As it should. Electrical shock is essential for reanimating corpses in a castle laboratory. The music itself has a mid-80s thrash metal that is reminiscent of Nuclear Assault. My final thoughts on this album is that it's very solid. Anyone who knows me personally knows that I'm usually quite picky when it comes to thrash metal, but when it comes to this independent release, I feel like their gimmick is useful in a way that it helps them stand out. Of course, they are all very talented musicians too. I'll give my buddy and the rest of his band a 7.5 out of 10. The drawback for me is the studio production. Having listened to this album 4 times in a row, I can tell you that the sound doesn't seem to be as crystal clear as it should. I'm not sure if it was a creative choice for them to make the recording sound old and sound less polished. If that is what they were going for, was the analog sound, then good for them. If they wanted it to sound like it was a cassette tape being played on an old boombox, then cool. I personally like the sharper and cleaner sound of modernized digital. but I'm sure there are many thrash heads out there who will dig this great album even more than I did. If you're a thrash metal guy or girl, then I strongly encourage you to show your support for these guys. You can do so by purchasing physical media of their 2021 debut, Rise of the Skeleton Army, on their Bandcamp page that hasn't been updated yet. As for this new album, it's available on all of the streaming platforms.